Hello, fellow puzzlers. Okay, same day, just different video. I'm gonna try and get this puzzle done because Tink, you're fine. One, in about an hour's time, my dogs need to eat, and so they will not let me forget that. They will start to beg now, but I am going to choose to do this. Nothing against them, but they have to have, in my opinion, I think that they should have some, how am I gonna say this? I think that my dogs, just mine, okay? No comment to anyone else, but my dogs, I want to not always kind of run the show, if that makes sense. When I was working in healthcare, you know, often you end up, even if you don't want to, often you would end up with overtime. And so I wasn't always home at a reliable certain time. But it's funny because now that I'm home all the time, they get really used to, in a sense, kind of running the show. And like sometimes I don't mind, but I don't think it should be every single time that they get what they want. Do you know what I mean? Like I think it does have to be a compromise. And some of you out there are saying, nope, they're dogs and you're supposed to be the owner and blah, blah. Okay, well, that's how you want to run your dogs. Cool. That's mine, and I have, I don't know, worked out a system, and I think it works really well. Because again, I don't know, I feel like I know what works best for my dog. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, so it's just funny because you're going to hear them kind of starting. So right around 3 o'clock, they usually eat at 4, is what my goal, but not every time. But you will start to hear them because around 3, which I believe it's around 3 now, because they know supper's coming. So, and again, like I said in another video, I mean, I don't blame them. If I only ate twice a day, I'd probably be, you know, wanting to eat earlier and snack and, you know, all that stuff. So it must be hard when someone else controls, you know, when you eat, like controls your life basically, like, you know, anyway, but yeah, so that's what's going on here. So just trying to get this puzzle done. Set the timer again. So we'll see how far I get along. Not sure what's gonna happen with this one. Oh, come on. Nothing's gonna happen if I keep going like this. But then there's the little wins, and it just keeps coming back for more. I hope people who are watching this really appreciate that I am not trying to do this off camera, because no offense to anyone, darn you, no offense to anyone else, okay, but for people who create things off camera, well, obviously, yes, it must be a little bit easier, you know, depending on what it is. It must be a little bit easier because you can take time to figure it out. Whereas I'm trying to do this in front of you guys, so you can see where I struggle, and it's embarrassing. But I'm kind of getting over it a little bit, to be quite honest, which is good, like good for me. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of getting over it. Now, granted, I only have a few comments and they're quite positive, which is just so great. Yeah, so but again, I really wanted to at least do this first puzzle completely on camera. Oh, nice. Because when you get a little win like that, isn't that so nice? Look. Perfect. Okay. you go there. See, and it starts to come along. So again, I don't want to walk away when it's gonna go so well. So I hope, to bring it back to mental health, I hope that those skill sets of determination, I don't know, stubbornness, whatever you guys want to call it, I hope that transfers into my real life when I struggle with things. I hope that I can just remember the struggles I had with my puzzle, and just think about it and remember how rewarding it was when the puzzle was done. Just checking that one there. How rewarding it was when the puzzle was done. So yeah. Oh, nice. Look at that. See, this is why I don't like having pieces in a smaller space, because it makes it really hard to fit stuff in. But see how much is coming along, just like those last few minutes. That's so nice. Okay, so the dog, red, yellow, red. Now there's going to be a yellow, yellow over here, and there's red. Okay, so yellow, 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 yellow. I know you hang like that because I've looked at, I know it hangs like that because I've looked at the picture. Oh, look at that big connector. I gotta show that on film. That was good. I was looking at that piece forever. Okay, let's magnify. Boop. Is it gonna show? Yes. Look at this. Can you guys see this? Oops. So those 9 pieces I got together earlier. Look. Oh. I hope you can see that. Oh, so good. It's just so good. When it works, it's amazing, I think. Okay, so yellow, so red is right above you somewhere. You're not there, are you? No. Okay. So we have red at the top, then yellow, then we have red, and we have red somewhere down here. And that's upright. Maybe that's the wrong. Oh my goodness. Oh, nice. Might get it done. I've never been a paranoid person, so I'm gonna make the healthcare people nuts when I say this. It's so quiet. I'm so sorry. No, seriously though, I don't know, it's something that thankfully, through all of like my battles with mental health and all of that, I can't say I ever really became caught up in that kind of mentality. And if you did, like, listen, I think there's enough proof to show that yes, sometimes when you say something, you know, things, no, you know, sometimes, yes, it does seem like once you say those words, that, you know, the honest to God, the gates of hell are gonna unleash, honest to God. But yeah, so it's just kind of funny, but, you know, I do think I'm gonna get this puzzle done, maybe not in this video, but I think today. So I'm really looking forward to that, you know, and guys, if you can just get something to look forward to, well, you know, even if it's just a puzzle, at least it's something. Like, at least when someone says, how's it going? You can honestly, I don't know, just think your puzzle and be like, it's going well. Like, I got my puzzle done. I don't know. I just, you know, I'm just trying to, no, not at all. I'm just trying to think of how can we together feel a little bit better? That's all. Or as the devil in Prada would say, that's all. Or that's all. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to puzzle. Maybe you just want to watch TV and zone out to all like the good shows and movies. Because I think that like we're kind of in the golden age of television, to be honest. But to each their own, I guess. Bet you go there. Nope. Not in the list. You go there. No. No. Okay. You have, that yellow ball has some gold beside it and really lit up. I don't see how you don't go there. Like, gosh. No. That one there is going to be the weirdest piece. Do you like that? No. I was just hearing the wind. So frustrating. Right there, maybe? No. Oh my gosh. It's gotta be dark. I think that was an accidental win. Ooh. Ooh, the lolly. Yes, it was. Ooh, that feels good. Because again, I sit here in my head and think, like, when I can't get the piece, and I'm supposed to be showing you guys how to puzzle. Ooh, the frustration. Yeah, I feel like a loser. So, the fact that you can get the little wins is so nice. And even if they're mistakes, well, puzzle's that much closer to being done, isn't it? So, just don't tell anyone. Be like, yes, I did that puzzle. Yes, I thought about every piece completely and blah, blah, blah. If it's an accident, it's a happy accident. Cool. Good enough. Good enough for me. Do you do anything? Nothing. There has to be a piece that's there. Okay. So now, because I'm so frustrated, I am just going to be trying obvious pieces. And what I mean by that is the shape of them. I know from looking at the space on the board what the puzzle piece should look like. Oops. What the puzzle piece should look like. So I'm literally desperately trying to plug that space. Ooh. 7 pieces it took me, so the 8th piece was correct, okay? Let's see. Piece with more light on it. Okay, I'm gonna do what I talked about before, and that may help you as well. So I do have some pieces that are put together already. So I'll put those to the side. So what I'm gonna do now is divide up my remaining pieces, because rather than sit here and just waste time, basically, I'm just gonna see what goes where. So for a moment, I'll take off the pieces that are not connected to the rest of the board. Okay, so now I'm gonna say, well, these pieces have 2, I go by the nubs, if that makes sense to you guys. I don't know what the words are, but the little pieces that stick out. So I'm gonna put all of those pieces, so all the pieces that have 2 nubs, regardless, okay, but here's the thing, regardless of how the piece looks, if it has 2 nubs, then it goes over there, versus if it just has like the 1 nub that sticks out. I'll show you the difference just so we're on the same thought process. Okay. So I'm going to be separating these because this has 1, I called a nub that sticks out, and this has 2. I'm so desperate to find out where they fit on the board, so now I'm gonna separate them. I think it's going from my brain. I think it's gonna be much easier to work like that. And again, if there's 3 nubs, put it over. If it has no nubs, put it over. Just try to group them by the nubs. So 3s, 1s, 2s, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. And sometimes 1 may go in the wrong pile, and that's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it, because the majority of the pieces will be separated by the nubs. So you'll be able to tickety-boo right along. But this is what I have to do when I'm just really want to get the puzzle done, but I'm stuck. So if this technique helps you, then cool. And if it doesn't, then don't do it. So some pieces don't have nubs, or they have 4, so then of course they become their own pile. Now what you can do if you want is then go through and make sure all the collections are correct, and then you can break it up further and say, you know, traditional, let me show you what I mean. Okay. So then you can break up your, oh, for the love of God. Then you can break up your piles. Where did that come from? Then you can break up your piles even more. So 2 nubs, 2 nubs, completely different shapes. This one on the left is probably gonna fit in a spot I wasn't expecting, and this one on the right is gonna fit probably in a more traditional sense. Those are my bunny ears up close. So it's up to you. You can divide them up like that as well, or you can wait till later, like whatever you want, right? So maybe let's just try that and see if I have to then further divide them up. And don't forget about your pile of already assembled pieces, kind of just waiting further to join the rest of their family, okay? Whew. So apparently that was very strenuous for me, or a lot of words, and it may take a few times to get. I find the pieces that are 2s are really hard to find sometimes. So for example, here's a spot where I think 3 is gonna fit. So now I find it just so much easier just to float those pieces in and see what's gonna happen. Nothing may happen, or you might get lucky and hit a win. And if you do, cool. If you don't, well, see, got a win. So good for me. Now it looks like those two pieces, those are going to be from a pile of 2 pieces, but it looks like the space is quite large. Look at that, first try. So it's just for my puzzle enthusiasts, if all the pieces are kind of scattered, I think it's okay when you're like picking out the colors, like I did all the reds, did all the yellow, did all the dog fur, blah, blah. And then you look at prints. So then I'm looking at, okay, well, you know, the dog fur, like the puppy fur, the pattern is honestly different than the parent dog fur or the adult dog fur. So then you're really looking at the print. And then, yes, you can look at the shapes and be like, oh, that goes. But if you're really stuck, I like this method to break it down. And I think this is also helpful for kids as well. Because they may not, it's just honestly, their brains are not as advanced. The average size child brain is just not as advanced as the adult. And again, puzzling relies heavily, obviously, on the brain, and it gets your two sides of your brain talking together, which is really cool. And I will eventually talk about the health benefits, but I mean, you know, puzzling is so beneficial for so many reasons. Anyway, all I'm saying is this to me is a great way to kind of, you know, go through the board and be like, okay, like, see, like I was looking and looking and looking, and that piece just like that, like it's just so great. And look, like, and this is not edited, this is not planned. Just see how that works. Like, how could you not get excited? It's so good, guys. It's just so good. Like 1, 2, 3, without, you go from stress to like no stress. Like, okay, so if you think that, oh, it's just a puzzle. Okay, so what about this? You get in your car and you have a full tank of gas, and the car is super, a temperature you like. So whether you like warm or you like cool, whatever, Goldilocks, baby, the vehicle is good to go. And it has gas and it works perfectly and it doesn't give you any problem, and you hit no traffic on your way to work or wherever you need to be, and you know, you get all green lights and you know, everything just works out. To me, it is the same feeling. I swear to God, it is just like such joy at puzzling. It's so good. It's just so good. Like, why do more people, yes, dogs, you're fine. Why do more people not puzzle? That's what I want to know. And I think there are a lot of puzzlers out there, but I think a lot of puzzlers are in hiding, which is so funny to me, because puzzling is something you should be proud of. Do you know they say that puzzling helps keep away Alzheimer's? So I'm not going to talk about very much, but my time in healthcare left me with a taste in my mouth about diseases, and no disrespect to anyone suffering out there with any disease. That must be a struggle, and I feel for you. But I must say, after 10 years of healthcare, so far anyway, to me, cancer and Alzheimer's they're the worst ones. Oh, this is so sad. I'm going to try to keep puzzling because I just find it a very emotional topic. Alzheimer's, I just find it so sad because can you stop, please? Alzheimer's is so sad because you kind of lose the person. Oh my God, my dogs, I swear. Yeah, you kind of lose the person, and you know, like being with someone with Alzheimer's, oh, geely. And you know, what day is it? What day is it? What day is it? Or what's for supper? And like, I mean, they will ask you a million times. It is not their fault. It's a disease. And it is just so sad. So, can you not, please? Ooh, trying to get this stuff done. They're getting fussy because they want their supper. So you know what I should do is I should work smarter, not harder, practice what I preach. Don't know why I shake my fingers so much. I noticed that. I'm trying to get out of it, but it's so hard. I'm gonna take a quick stop. So this video is gonna be considerably shorter, I think. But I'm gonna go feed them because honestly, they're not gonna knock it off. Versus if I feed them, then they'll be quiet and relax and blah, blah. So why don't you take a minute yourself, stretch your legs. It's always good to make sure that you're doing, stretches and getting your body moving, because it's really easy to settle down at a puzzle for hours and then probably get up and have tired legs and, what do they say? Oh my God. My legs are asleep. So keep the blood moving. All right, guys, please like this video, subscribe below. Help me grow a platform for mental health through puzzling. Puzzle with me and my PTSD. All right, thanks, guys.